Now, we will show you how to create this module to log in Yahoo account and send bulk emails with BotChief. Open BotChief editor. Here click New Module to create a new module. In this pop-up form, input Yahoo send mail to, and then click OK. Here, paste the Yahoo account login page, and then search it. Now, it has added this actions control automatically. Drag variable operate action to here. Here, click Variable Management button to add new variables. Input the first variable accounts table. In value type, select table. Here are 3 columns. Select column 1, and name it username. Select column 2, and name it password. Select column 3, and name it proxy. Here, select Initialize Variable option for these variables, and then click Add. Now, add the second variable. Input the variable name username. Here, select Store Variable. This variable type is a character string, so here click String, and then click Add. Now, add the third variable password. And then select Store Variable option. This variable type is string, so select it, and then click Add. Now, add the fourth variable proxy. And then select Store Variable option. This value type is string, so select it, and then click Add. Now, all the variables have been set successfully. Click Variable Operate node, and then select Accounts table. In the processing way, select Get Values from Table. Here, click Set button to assign the 3 variables one by one we added just now. Here, this one is to get the first value from the table. This is to get the last value. This is to get the random value. And this is to automize the value that you want. For example, if we input 2, it will get the value of second row. Here, we just need the first row, and then click Save. Be careful. Here we need to check the Remove Row after Get Values button to remove the first value from table that we just got. Click Yahoo Send Mail to add a if action. Select Proxy to judge whether the value is null. If so, it will be true, and there will be no need to do anything. If not, it will be false. We will need to add an action for it. Click False Node to add a proxy set action for it. Select Proxy, and then click Save, and it will be used automatically. Now add a page load wait action. Click Select Control button to get the sign in text box. Here, the class attribute is a little long, and it may be changed, so we will delete it. And just use ID and name attribute to find the sign in button. Click Find HTML item to get the button, and the green shows that it has been found, and then click Save. Select Page Load Way node. Here you can set the timeout for the program. If we input 60 in this column, the program will find the control within 60 seconds. If there is no results to be shown in the limitation time, there will be an error. If it has found this control within 60 seconds, program will end this operation and do the following operations automatically. Now, drag a set value action to this module. Click Select Control button to get the email address text box. Here, we also need to delete the class attribute like we do before, and use ID and name attribute to find the control. Click Find HTML item button and the green shows it has been found. Check variable, select username, and then click Save. Now, we will add a set value action to this module. Click Select Control button to get the password text box. Delete the class attribute that we do not need. Click Find HTML item button to get the result, and the green show that it has been found. Check variable, select password, and then click Save. Now, we will add an action to click the Sign In button automatically. Drag a Control Operate action to this module. Click Select Control button to search the Sign In control. Delete the class attribute like do before. Click Find HTML item button to get the result. Select Click in Select Event option, and then click Save. OK, let's run this module. In Debug and Run option, click Run Module, and then select Run Module in current window to run it. Here, input the Yahoo account. And then the password. The proxy is not needed now, so click Save Settings and Run. Now, the program will fill in the account and the password automatically. See, it has finished this successfully. Now, add a page load wait action for this module. Click it, and then select Find Page Control. Here click Select Control button to search the Compose button. Here, only the class element control is on the Compose, so click Find HTML item button to find the Compose button and then click Save. After get the Compose control, then right-click Yahoo Send Mail to add a Control Operate action. Here, select Control to get the Compose button, select Focus for it, and then click Save. Now, we will add a Control Operate action for this module. Here, click Select Control button to get the Compose. Select Mouse down and then click Save. Now, add a control operate action for this module. And then do this operation like before. Here are two control operate actions. When we run it, it may be no response for the first time. Click twice will be sure to open the send mail page successfully. Now, select test run to have a test. Now, it has entered the mail sending page, but we still need to judge whether it has really entered this page. Right-click Yahoo Send Mail to add a Find Page Control action. Click Select Control button to get to. Here, the class element is too long, maybe next time, it will be impossible for us to get it again. So, delete it, and then click Save. Here, we need to add a if action to judge whether the way of sending mail is by to. So, drag the if action to here. Here click Variable Management to add variables for it. Input the variable name mail send way, select the Initialize Variable option. Input the three variables value here, 2, CC, and BCC, and then click Add. Now, add a variable for the recipient. Input the variable name recipient accounts table. Here, select table as the variable type. Input 1 in the column. Select column 1, name it username, and then click Add. Here, select mail send way in analyzing variables. Select equal and choosing determine ways to match the two in the value need to determine, and then click Save. If it matches with this text, it will be true, if not, it will be false. Here, if it is true, click it, and then select Variable Operate action. Then, click Variable Management to add a variable. Input the variable name recipient account count. Select this option, and then click Add. Here, select this variable, select Get Table Rows Count as the processing way. And then select Recipient Account Table to get how many rows are in this variable, and then click Save. Now, add a if action to judge whether the value of recipient account count is greater than 0. After set all and then click Save. If it is true, then there is no need to set anything. If not, here, we will add a go to action to jump to the page that you need. Now, here right-click Load URL to add a Clear Cookies action. Click Go to, and then input 14 to jump to this step, and then click Save. Here, if the value of it is not greater than 0, then it will be false, and then go to the 14 page again to do the next operation one by one. Now, we still need to add a if action to judge whether the column 1 is null in recipient account table. After set all, click Save. If it is null, it will go to the 14 operation, if not, it will do the operation continually. Now, right-click TrueNode to add a Run JavaScript code, and then click it. Here are two variables needed to set in JS, so click Variable Management button to add. Input the first variable send_min_num. Here select double as the variable type. Note, this variable is to send the minimum email accounts number. Now, add the second variable. Here, input the variable name send_max_num. Select double as the value type. Note, this variable is to send the maximum email accounts number. Adding these two variables is to get a random number between them. For example, if we input 1 in send_min_num, and input 3 in send_max_num, program will get a random account number between 1 and 3 to send. If we get two random number, here it will fill in the two email accounts, and separate them with comma, and then send the information to them automatically. JS needs to receive two variables, so click Add. Here, select int and parameter type option, check Use Variable, then select send_min_num, and then click Add. Now, click Add button to set value for send_max_num variable. Click Add. Change the execute function's name. After set all, click Save. Here, we have got a value which is need a variable to save. Now, click Variable Manager button to add a variable for it. Input the variable name random_num. Click Store Variable option. Here select double as the value type, and then click Add. Select the variable we added just now, and then click Save. Right-click True to add a wait action. The cycle timeout can be set more longer. After finish it, click Save. Now, add a if action in the loop action to judge whether the value of random_num is greater than 0. If so, add a variable operate action below TrueNode. Select recipient account table. And then select Get Value from Table in Processing Way. Here, we will get the first row value and then delete it, so add a new variable recipient account to save it. Input the value name recipient account, select Store Variable option, and string as the value type. After set all, click Add. Here, click Set button to select the variable we added just now. After finish all, click Save. Now, right-click TrueNode to add a JS action to splice multiple email accounts, and send bulk emails to other accounts. Click Variable Management button to add a variable recipient account SDR. Select Store Variable option as the variable type, and then click Add. click Add button to add the two variables we added just now. This step is to put the value of the two variables together, and then get a new one. Check Save Result to save the value in recipient account SDR. After Set All, click Save. Now, the program in loop action will judge whether the process is true automatically, and then get some accounts from recipient accounts table to splice. After get a new value, and then save it in recipient account SDR. Here, do not forget to copy the name splice str to here. It is to let the program know which JS it runs. Now, right-click True to add an variable operate action. Select random num to get its value -1. And then click Test. If the value of random num is 0, and then there will be -1. Here, the if action will judge whether the value of it is more than 0, if so, it will go to the true action, if not, it will be in false action. After Set All, click Save. After it is in the false action. Here right-click False to add a break action, and it is to break the loop. Before running the if action, here right-click it to add a if action to judge whether the number of the recipient account table is null. If so, right-click True to add a break action, and it is to break this step and go on to do the other order. The last if action has ran the break action, so here this if action will not run the order. Here, why do we need to judge whether the number of recipient accounts table is null again? Because, if there is no number in recipient accounts table, there will be no need to order the next if action again. Now, right-click True to add a set value action. Click Select Control button to get the to text box. Here, the class attribute is not need, so delete it. We just need this two attributes to search the match text box. So, click Find HTML item button to get the text box. Here, set the variable for it, select recipient account SDR, and then click Save. The green shows it has been found. Now, we need to finish the email subject. Right-click True to add a directory process action, and it is to get the email subject from a file that we have prepared before. Select Get File List as the processing way. Here, click Variable Management to add some variables. Input the first variable name email info folded path. These two options variable types and value type are no need to set, so click Add. This variable is to save the folder path, check Use Variable, and then select the variable you added just now. Here, we need to select a table variable to save all the folder path. So, click Variable Management button to add a variable and the type of it is table. Input the variable name email table, select Table. Here is only one column, so select column 1 and name it file path, then click Modify the column names of selected columns button. After Set All, click Add. Select the variable we added just now. Select File Path, and then click Save. Now, right-click True to add a variable operate action for the email table. Select Get Value from Table as the processing way. After we get the value from the first row, there is no need to remove it like before, because we need to randomly use the data from the email table again and again. So here, click Variable Management button to add a new variable, and it is to save the value of email table. Input the variable name email file path. Select Store Variable option, and then click Add. Here, click Set button to select the variable we added just now. After Set All, click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Run JavaScript code action, and it is to separate the file name from email file path. Here, copy this name to the text box. Click Add button to assign the variable email file path. Here, we need to click Variable Management button to add a new variable, and it is to save the value we get through using the way of JS. Input the variable name email subject, select the Store Variable option, and then click Add. Here, select the variable you added just now, and then click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Read File action, and it is to read the contents from a file. Here, check Use Variable, and then select Email File Path. Here we need to save the content that we got in a variable. So, click Variable Management button to add a new variable for it. Input the variable name email body, select Store Variables option, and then click Add. Here, select the variable we added just now, and then click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Run JavaScript code action, and it is to process the content new line issue in email body. Here, copy the name to the text box, and then click Add button to assign the variable. Select email body to save the value we got. After Set All, click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a sleep action, and it is to set the sleep time, and then go on to do the next order. Here we will set it a second delay. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a set value action, and it is to find the subject variable. Click Select Control button to get the subject text box. Here, the name attribute is not needed, it may be generated dynamically, next time you won't find it. So, delete it. Click Find HTML item to get the subject text box, and the green shows it has been found. Select Email Subject to put the variable of subject to it, and then click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a sleep action, and set it a second delay. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Control Operate action, and it is to find the subject content. Click Select Control button to get the content text box. Here, the class attribute is not needed, so remove it. We just need the ID attribute to search the matched result. Click Find HTML item button, and the green shows that it has been found. Here, select Focus, and then click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Set Value action, and it is to put the value to email body. Click Select Control to find the subject content. Here, the class attribute is not needed, so delete it. Click Find HTML item button, and the green shows that it has been found. Here, select an URL to put the value to it, and then click Save. Now right-click TrueNote to add a Control Operate action. It is to find the Send button. Click Select Control button to get the Send button. The ID attribute may be generated dynamically, so delete it. Click Find HTML item button to get the send value. Here, select Click to click the Send button, and then click Save. Now, right-click TrueNote to add a Try-Catch action. Right-click Try below the Try-Catch node to add a Page Load Wait action, and it is to find the control. Now, we will show you how to judge whether it sends successfully after we click the Send button. So we will send an email to have a test. After send the email successfully, it will jump to another interface. Click Select Control button to get the Today control. Here, the ID attribute may be generated dynamically, and we do not need it, so delete it. Click Find HTML item button to get the result, and the green shows that it has been found, and then click Save. Click Page Load Wait node to set the timeout. Here we will set it 20 seconds. If it does not find the result within 20 seconds, it indicates that send failure. If we got the result, here right-click TrueNote to add a Go-To action to jump to the 8th step. Here, input the number 8, and then click Save. After it jumps to the 8th step, it will search the Compose button automatically, after got the result, and then it will go on to the next step. Now, right-click Go-To node to add a if action, and then add a SendLog path variable in it. Input the variable name SendLog path, and then click Add. Here select the variable we added just now, and judge whether the value of it is null. If not, right-click False node to add a Run JavaScript code, and it is to save the log information. copy the name to the text box. Here, we need to add 5 parameters for JS. Click Add button to add the first parameter username. Add the second parameter password. Add the third parameter proxy. Add the fourth parameter recipient account SDR. And then add the fifth parameter email subject. Here, we also need to add a synlog_str variable to save the result. Input the variable name synlog_str, select Store Variable option, and then click Add. Here, select the variable we added just now, and then click Save. Now right-click False No to add a write file action, and it is to generate file and write data to it. Here, check Use Variable, and then select the variable synlog_str we added just now. Select the wrap and append. In the path plate, select the variable synlog_str, and then click Save. However, there is problem that synlog path is just a file path, and it does not contain the file name and file suffix. So if it has written in this file, it will not generate file format. Considering this, so we need to right-click Clear Cookies node to add an if action, and it is judge whether the value of synlog path is null. If so, there will no need to consider it anymore. If not, right-click False No to add a Run JavaScript code action, and it is to splice a file name for synlog path. Here, click Add button to assign this variable synlog path. Select synlog path, and then click Save. After we set all, it will generate a synlog file, and write content into it. Now, I will introduce the process in details. First, the if action will judge whether the value of synlog path is null. If so, it will run the next operation in turn. If not, it will run the Run JavaScript code action, and judge whether the value of synlog path is null. Here you need to care about whether the JS is appended to the file form. If not, you should add it by yourself. After set all, save it to synlog path, and then click Save. The next step is to run the Clear Cookies action. The Load URL action is to open the Yahoo login page. The Find Page Control action is to find the Login In button. After it got the results, it will run the next actions automatically. The Variable Operate action is to assign the value of accounts table to the 3 variables, username, password, and proxy. After got the value, remove it. The if action is to judge whether the value of proxy is null. If so, it will run the next operation in turn. If not, add a proxy set action for it to set the proxy. Here, The set value action is to input the account and password. The page load wait action is to click the login in button. The find page control action is to find the compose button. And if we got it, select focus for it at first, and then click it. The find page control is to judge whether the attributes from sending email page have been found out. If so, it will run the next operation in turn. The if action is to judge whether the way of sending email is to. If so, it will run the true action. And then get the rows of recipient accounts table, and save it to recipient account court. Here, the if action is to judge whether the value of recipient account court is greater than 0. If not, the goto action will let it jump to the 14 steps directly and log in the second Yahoo account. Here is a problem that we need to care about. If there is no account anymore, in the variable operate action, there will no value if we want to get the first row. It will be impossible for you to log in the Yahoo account. So, here right-click load URL node to add an if action, and it is to judge whether the value of accounts table is null. If so, right-click true node to add an action, and it is to end this module. Here, check good end, and then click save. After set all, if it runs to this step, it will judge automatically whether the value of accounts table is null. If so, it will end this operation normally, and indicates that all the Yahoo accounts have been sent out completely. So, here right-click load URL node to add a variable operate action. Click Variable Management to add a new variable for it. Input the variable name recipient accounts table temp, select Store Variable option, and then check Table as value type. Here we need one column, select column 1, name it username. And then click Modify the column name of selected columns button. After set all, click Add. Here, select the variable we added just now, and let the value of its first row is equal to the value of recipient accounts table. So, when we do a round of operation, we need to save the variable of receiving email accounts to the variable of recipient accounts table temp. When it runs to the goto action, here right-click goto action to add a variable operate action. Here we need to assign the value of recipient accounts table temp to recipient accounts table. After set all, click Save. After got the value from recipient accounts table temp, it will jump to the 14th step, and then do the next operation in turn. Here, in the if action, it will get the rows of this variable at first. If the number of rows are greater than 0, it will do the next operation in turn. In the variable operate action, it is to assign the value of recipient accounts table temp to recipient accounts table again, so the program will do not wait the step again and again. The if action is to judge whether the value of recipient accounts table is null. Here, we need to right-click Go to Action to add a variable operate action. Here, we need to assign the value of recipient accounts table to recipient accounts table temp. So, after finish this step, it will do the next operation automatically. The run JavaScript code action is to get a random number between the variable of sendMinNum and sendMaxNum. And then save the result to the variable randomNum. The wait action is to splice the accounts that are needed to send emails. And then the if action will judge whether the value of recipient accounts table is null. If so, the break action will end this step. If not, it will run the next if action, and judge whether the value of randomNum is greater than 0. If so, it will go to the true action, and get the value of the variable's first row, then use JS to splice the variable, and then save the result to the variable recipient account str. Here, we need to let the randomNum -1, and judge whether the value of randomNum is greater than 0. If not, it will run the break action to end this wait. After finish the wait, it will get the email accounts. And then get the file path. After get all the value that is needed, it will save the result to the variable email table. Here, it will assign the value of the first row to the variable email table. In the run JavaScript code action, it will splice the variable email file path, and then get the file name, after get all the vols, and then save it to Emily subject. The read file action is to get the content of email body, and then save it to this variable. The run JavaScript code action is to set the file's content form. Sleep action to sleep 1 second. The set value is to set the sending emails subject. Sleep action to sleep 1 second. In control operate action, select focus for the content text box of sending email, and then input the content to the text box. After set all, click Send button to send the email. The try-catch action is to get the hint of error. If it does not find the control within 20 seconds, it will go to the catch action. If there is nothing in catch, it will run the next operation in turn. The if action is to judge whether the value of sendLog path is null. If so, just ignore it. If not, splice the log information at first. And then save it to the variable sendLog path. And here, we need to initialize the variable. Right-click Go to add a variable operate action. And set the value of recipient account str to empty. The goto action is to let the program jump to the 8th step. And then send emails to others again. That is all the process of this module. Now, click Run Module, select Run a new module to have a test. These two variables email info folder path and email table are not needed to set something. So, in the variable management, find these two variables and then select Store Variable option for them. After set all, click Save. Now, run the module again. You will find these two variables that we do not need are gone. Click Import from File button to import the Yahoo accounts. Input to as the way of sending email. Click Import from File button to import the accounts that are needed to send email. Input 1 in send min num. And input 3 in send max num. Copy the log file path, and then paste it. Here we also need to edit the variable email info folder path. Select Initialize Variable option, and then click Save. Now, click Run Module button, and then select Email Info folder path. Copy the log file path. Here are the three files that we created before. Paste it we copied just now. After finish all the variables, click Save Settings and run. Here pop up a fail hint in 17 steps. Find the 17 steps, usually the error will occur on JS. See, we have forgotten to change the name. So copy the name to here. And then click Save. Now, run it again. Now, it is to sign in the first Yahoo account automatically. Send the email to the first account. See, send this email successfully. Now, send email to the second account. Here, we have sent email to all the accounts that we imported before, so the program will be back to the sign in page. Sign in the second Yahoo account. Send email to the accounts like the program do before. See, It runs the program successfully. Now, open the log file. All the operate information has been displayed in the log. That is all. Thanks for watching.